Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's So You Think You Can Dance recap.
The top 20, baby!
Yay!
And Cat Dealey's back.
And the
judges.
Nigel, Mary, and Dan Karaty.
Oh, little Dan Karaty, how we love thee.
I love him.
So, up first was Rayven and Jamie.
Yeah, the ballerina and West Coast swinger.
Right? They are going to be doing a hip-hop with Napoleon and Tabitha. And they danced to American Boy with Estelle featuring
Kanye.
Yeah, so he got depantsed during the number.
And he was wearing
bluey tighties.
It was weird. You know, those briefs, I don't know, whatever. But they were definitely not boxers.
No. I thought it was weak at the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
A little soft.
It kind of, like, went from soft to hard throughout the song, which was kind of cool, but it was a little bit too weak in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, up next was Susie and Monkeys.
Yes, the high school teacher, and Marquis had some family issues.
I think his mom had a hard time accepting him as a dancer. I don't know why, but whatever. I'm glad he's got a good attitude about it, because he seems to. So they were doing a smooth waltz.
To Dark Waltz, choreographed by
Hunter Johnson.
Yeah. And the song is by
Hayley Westernra.
Yeah.
They both had beautiful lines.
It was really nice. The
really
only
nice.
thing they had a problem with was that one lift at the end.
Other than that, it was a really nice performance.
Mm-hmm.
Not my favorite, but a really nice performance.
I loved it.
Next, Courtney Linds and Matt.
Courtney graduated high school when she was 16.
And her mom was her dance teacher because she had a dance studio.
Mm-hmm.
And they danced jazz with Mandy Moore. And they danced it to Tainted Love, one of my favorite songs from the 80s, by Soft Cell.
Another interesting fact, these two are like giants.
Yes, it's like 12 feet of meat.
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought they had great chemistry. Even though Nigel didn't think so. And
all he could talk about was who Courtney looks like.
You kind of look like Uma Thurman, or maybe someone else.
Or Princess Diana.
When you turn just this way and the light hits you, you look kind of like Princess Diana.
Or Cameron Diaz.
Who cares? I thought this show was about dancing, not about who you look like.
The judges weren't that into it, but I was like, holy crap, I loved it.
I loved it too. Except for the lift. Okay, Chelsea Trail and Thayne. I love that name. Up next.
They're both contemporary dancers.
And they're doing a cha-cha with Tony Meredith and Melanie. Can't forget Melanie. She's very important.
Yes.
And they dance to
Oye Como Va.
That's my Spanish winner. By Celia Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said it was the remix.
Yeah, it was like a weird...
They did a great job. I love this number. I liked him a little bit more than her, though.
He kind of reminds me of a Benji.
Yes, absolutely.
A little bit.
Well, Chelsea Hightower and Mark were up next. A ballroom dancer, and he's a contemporary dancer from Hawaii. Yeah, so they were doing a Mia Michaels contemporary.
Time to break out the Mia Michaels.
That's right.
I thought... it was awesome. They danced to Beautiful by Michelle...
Don't even attempt it. It'll be in the info.
Yeah.
And Mia Michaels' whole thing was, oh, this is like Tim Burton's wedding. No, I didn't think so. What, because her eye makeup was messed up?
I didn't think it was crazy enough to be Tim Burton's
I didn't think so either. And I don't think the costumery added to it. But
I liked the costumes.
Was a great dance, don't get me wrong. They danced it beautifully. It was a great dance, but it was not Tim Burton's wedding.
But it was still one of my faves of the night.
Yeah. Up next, Carrington and Twitch. Now, this was one of my favorites of the night. I had two favorites.
Mm-hmm.
She's a contemporary jazz dancer who missed graduation last week.
No, like yesterday.
Oh, okay. Even better. And he's a hip-hop dancer.
Woo! So they're doing a Broadway with Tyce DiOrio.
Woo! Too darn hot. From Kiss Me Kate. I believe it was the 2002 Broadway revival cast.
All right.
I know. I was copying Broadway music all day today, honey. I'm living it. Okay, so they were both great together, I thought. She was great, but he seemed to be holding back the tiniest bit.
Just a little bit.
He was a little bit out of his element, but you'd never know it.
Together as a couple, awesome.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorites of the night. Up next, Comfort and Chris. She is a crazy hip-hop dancer.
Her hip-hop skills are
off
insane.
The charts. They're off the charts. And she's never really partnered with anybody except her bro.
And he wasn't looking at her all sexual or anything.
No. And he is a contemporary tree. I don't see it, Nigel. I think he definitely has emotion.
I don't know, but I love Comfort's personality.
He's no Cody from Step It Up. But, you know, I think he had some personality. They were doing a jive with Tony Meredith and Melanie. Okay.
So they danced to Boom Boom by Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
Okay. They were stiff.
Yeah. Comfort's stance or whatever was like messed up.
Well, she probably wasn't used to the heels.
That's
like
what I'm
you
saying.
said.
Her legs were too straight and
no bouncy.
It was missing the bounciness of the jive.
And she dislocated her shoulder yesterday.
When I heard that, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
She was dancing the day after? That sounds like crazy. Because even if you pop something out and you pop it back in,
it's still going to be sore.
It's not like back to normal.
Right. Well, after they went, Katie and Joshua. She's a contemporary dancer. You might remember her. It was either her or her roommate.
Yeah, and she had that whole...
Wait
I don't know if I'll come back next year comment.
So I'm really surprised. She kind of reminded me of April from America's Next Top Model, like season 2 or something, or 3.
Asian?
Was she Asian?
Yeah.
I don't know. And he is a hip-hop dancer. He's a crazy hip-hop dancer. He's hot at hip-hop.
Yeah. So they were doing a hip-hop by Napoleon and Tabitha.
To No Air by Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown.
This was like my favorite of the night.
This was my other favorite of the night. It was great, like Tony the Tiger.
I love the story. I love the emotion that they put into it.
They had great chemistry.
Really
he had to tone it down a little bit so he wouldn't overpower her because his hip-hop skills are like a zillion times hers.
It was a good move on his part, though, because they really look good together.
Yeah. And the whole little jacket thing at the end was the icing on the cake.
Yep.
What more do we say? Jessica and Will up next. She's a contemporary dancer.
As well as he.
Who has studied with Debbie Allen, so don't count on seeing Debbie Allen anytime soon. Because it's a conflict of interest.
So they did a tango choreographed by Hunter Johnson.
That's right. Great job. But you know what? There's no smiling in tango. Why didn't the judges say that? This is essential. This is like day 1 of tango class.
I believe the song was like Tango by Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, was it? I didn't get that, but they did a great job, like I said, but no smiling.
Yeah, and Jessica looked a little bit shaky in the heels.
Yeah.
You know, first couple weeks you gotta give some leeway for that.
That's right. So, rounding out the show was Courtney Galiano and Gev.
Courtney is a New York Knicks dancer, and Gev is a hip-hop dancer from Kazakhstan.
Hello, Borat!
Yeah.
So they did a disco by Doriana Sanchez. And they danced to Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes.
Hey, Lionel Richie. So they seemed really nervous.
They did.
Like, really nervous. It could have been smoother. And by smoother, I meant the smoothness that comes from confidence. If they were more confident in the moves they were doing, they would have, you know...
Lifts were a little shaky.
Yeah. But it was, you know, they did the best they could.
I thought it was pretty good, though.
I liked
really
it.
like disco.
I do, too. So, again, our favorites of the night. Mine was definitely Carrington and Twitch and Katie and Joshua. And you had a third one that you liked also.
Chelsea Hightower and Mark.
Okay, so tomorrow night is the results show, and unfortunately one couple is going home.
Yeah.
So we'll check in then. Much love.